Have you ever awakened from a dream where you were desperately searching through endless hallways, opening door after door, but never finding what you were looking for? Or perhaps you found yourself wandering through a maze like building, knowing you need to get somewhere important, but having absolutely no idea which direction to go? If this sounds hauntingly familiar, you're among the 74% of people who have experienced being lost dreams. But here's what will astound you: these dreams aren't about poor navigation skills or fear of getting physically lost. They're your subconscious mind's way of revealing profound truths about your life purpose, identity confusion, and the search for meaning in an increasingly complex world. Welcome to Midnight Meanings, where we unlock the secret messages hidden in your sleeping mind. Tonight, we're exploring one of the most psychologically rich and universally experienced dream themes that has puzzled humanity across cultures and centuries: dreams about being lost. These nocturnal journeys through unfamiliar territories tap into our deepest fears about direction, purpose, and our place in the world. What makes being lost dreams so fascinating is their incredible emotional intensity and the lingering sense of confusion they often leave behind. Whether you're lost in a familiar place that somehow looks different, wandering through an unknown city, or trapped in an endless building with shifting corridors, these dreams evoke a unique combination of anxiety, frustration, and existential uncertainty that can affect your mood for hours after waking. The universality of lost dreams across all cultures, ages, and life circumstances suggests they address fundamental human concerns about identity, purpose, and belonging. These dreams have been documented in ancient texts, analyzed by pioneering psychologists, and continue to perplex modern dreamers who find themselves repeatedly lost in landscapes both familiar and strange. Being lost dreams are particularly intriguing because they often reflect our relationship with life transitions, decision making, and our sense of personal direction. Unlike other anxiety dreams that focus on specific fears, lost dreams tap into existential questions about who we are, where we're going, and whether we're on the right path in life. To understand what your being lost dreams truly mean, we need to explore how different civilizations throughout history have interpreted these mysterious nocturnal wanderings. Ancient cultures recognized the profound significance of lost dreams and developed sophisticated frameworks for understanding their spiritual and psychological messages. In ancient Mesopotamia, dreams about being lost were considered among the most important messages from the divine realm. Babylonian dream interpreters believed that losing one's way in dreams represented spiritual disconnection from the gods and the need for religious purification. They interpreted these dreams as calls to return to proper worship practices and seek guidance from priests and oracles. The Babylonians had specific interpretations for different types of lost dreams. Being lost in a temple indicated that the dreamer needed to deepen their spiritual practice, while being lost in a marketplace suggested confusion about material priorities and the need to focus on spiritual rather than worldly concerns. Dreams of being lost in wilderness areas were seen as tests of faith and endurance that would ultimately lead to greater wisdom. Ancient Egyptian culture approached lost dreams through their complex understanding of the soul's journey through life and the afterlife. Egyptians believed that dreams of being lost reflected the Ba, or soul, practicing for its journey through the Duat, the underworld realm that souls must navigate after death. These dreams were seen as preparation for the ultimate spiritual journey and indicators of the dreamer's readiness for afterlife challenges. Egyptian dream interpreters connected lost dreams to the myth of Isis, searching for the scattered pieces of Osiris. They believed that being lost in dreams represented the soul's search for wholeness and divine unity. The more difficult and confusing the dream journey, the greater the spiritual growth that would result from successfully navigating life's challenges. Ancient Greek culture, with its emphasis on rational thinking and philosophical inquiry, interpreted lost dreams as reflections of intellectual and moral confusion. Greeks believed that being lost represented a lack of clarity about one's purpose, values, or life direction. These dreams were seen as calls to engage in deeper self-examination and philosophical study. The Greeks connected lost dreams to the myth of Theseus in the labyrinth, where the hero must find his way through a complex maze to defeat the Minotaur and escape. They interpreted being lost dreams as heroic journeys, where the dreamer must use wisdom, courage, and determination to find their way to greater understanding and personal victory. Greek philosophers also saw lost dreams as opportunities for developing practical wisdom, or phronesis. They believed that the confusion and searching in dreams helped develop the mental skills needed to navigate complex real-world situations and make sound decisions. Roman interpretation focused on social status, duty, and civic responsibility. Romans saw being lost dreams as warnings about neglecting one's obligations to family, state, or social position. They believed that losing one's way represented confusion about proper roles and responsibilities in society. Roman dream interpreters paid special attention to the setting of lost dreams. Being lost in the forum indicated political or professional confusion, while being lost in domestic settings suggested family or household management issues. Dreams of being lost during military campaigns were interpreted as warnings about strategy and leadership. Chinese traditional medicine approached lost dreams through the framework of qi flow and spiritual harmony. Chinese interpreters believed that being lost represented disrupted energy patterns and disconnection from the Tao, the natural order of the universe. These dreams indicated the need for meditation, lifestyle changes, and practices to restore spiritual balance. Traditional Chinese interpretation also connected lost dreams to the concept of finding one's true path, or Tao. They believed that the confusion in dreams reflected the natural process of spiritual seeking, and that these dreams often preceded important insights about life direction and personal purpose. Native American cultures, particularly among tribes with strong spiritual traditions, viewed lost dreams as sacred journeys into the spirit world. Many tribes believed that being lost in dreams represented the soul's quest for vision, wisdom, and connection with spiritual guides. These dreams were often seen as positive signs of spiritual development and calling. Some shamanic traditions taught that lost dreams were opportunities to develop spiritual navigation skills and strengthen one's connection to ancestral wisdom. The act of finding one's way in dreams was believed to develop abilities that would help navigate spiritual challenges in waking life. Now let's examine what modern psychology and neuroscience reveal about being lost dreams. The scientific understanding of these dreams has expanded dramatically through research in cognitive psychology, identity development, and the neuroscience of spatial navigation and memory. Sigmund Freud had complex theories about lost dreams that evolved throughout his career. Initially, Freud interpreted being lost as representing sexual anxiety and confusion about adult responsibilities. He believed that these dreams often reflected the dreamer's struggle with transitioning from childhood dependence to adult autonomy. However, Freud later developed more sophisticated interpretations, recognizing that lost dreams frequently occurred during periods of major life transition or identity crisis. He observed that patients often experienced these dreams when struggling with career decisions, relationship changes, or questions about their fundamental values and beliefs. Freud also noted the connection between lost dreams and what he called the return of the repressed. He suggested that being lost sometimes represented the psyche's attempt to rediscover aspects of the self that had been suppressed or forgotten during socialization and adaptation to social expectations. Carl Jung offered a much more profound and archetypal interpretation of lost dreams. Jung believed these dreams were connected to what he called the hero's journey, a universal pattern of psychological development that involves leaving familiar territory, facing challenges, and returning with new wisdom and understanding. Jung's interpretation focused on the concept of individuation, the lifelong process of psychological integration and self-discovery. He suggested that lost dreams often occurred when individuals were ready to explore new aspects of their personality or when they were being called to venture beyond their comfort zones for psychological growth. Jung also emphasized the symbolic importance of the landscape in lost dreams. Being lost in natural settings often represented the search for connection with one's instinctual nature, while being lost in urban environments might indicate confusion about one's role in modern society and technological civilization. Contemporary psychology has added remarkable insights into lost dreams through research in cognitive development, identity formation, and spatial cognition. Modern researchers have identified several key psychological functions that these dreams serve in processing life transitions, decision-making, and identity development. Dr. Kelly Bulkley, a prominent dream researcher, has conducted extensive studies on lost dreams and their connection to religious and spiritual development. His research shows that these dreams often occur during periods of questioning established beliefs, exploring new spiritual practices, or undergoing what psychologists call spiritual emergence. Neuroscientific research has revealed that lost dreams activate the same brain regions involved in actual spatial navigation and memory formation. The hippocampus, which processes spatial information and forms new memories, shows increased activity during these dreams, suggesting they serve important functions in cognitive mapping and learning. Studies using brain imaging technology have also shown that lost dreams often occur during periods when the default mode, network, the brain's introspection system, is highly active. This suggests that these dreams serve important functions in self-reflection, identity processing, and meaning-making. Being lost dreams manifest in numerous variations, each carrying distinct symbolic meanings and psychological significance. Understanding these different scenarios can provide deeper insights into what specific aspects of your life or development need attention. The most common variation involves being lost in familiar places that somehow look different or have changed in confusing ways. This typically represents feeling disconnected from aspects of your life that used to provide security and direction. It often occurs during periods when familiar routines, relationships, or environments are changing in ways that leave you feeling uncertain about your place and role. Another frequent scenario involves being lost in large institutional buildings like schools, hospitals, or office complexes with endless corridors and confusing layouts. These dreams usually represent feeling overwhelmed by bureaucratic or social systems and uncertainty about how to navigate complex organizational structures in your life. Dreams where you're lost in natural settings like forests, mountains, or deserts carry different symbolic weight. These often represent spiritual seeking, the need to reconnect with your authentic self, or the journey through psychological wilderness that often accompanies major life transitions. Some people experience dreams where they're lost in cities or urban environments, often searching for specific addresses or destinations they can never quite find. These dreams typically reflect confusion about social roles, career direction, or finding your place in modern society's complex structures. Dreams of being lost while traveling, whether by car, train, or on foot, usually represent uncertainty about life direction and concerns about whether you're on the right path toward your goals. The mode of transportation can provide additional clues about which area of life feels directionless. Another variation involves being lost in childhood homes or neighborhoods that have mysteriously changed. These dreams often occur when people are reconnecting with abandoned aspects of their personality or questioning fundamental beliefs and values that were established in childhood. Some individuals experience dreams where they're lost and asking for directions, but the people they encounter give confusing or contradictory advice. These dreams typically reflect feeling overwhelmed by conflicting opinions and advice about important life decisions. Let me share some compelling real life examples that illustrate how lost dreams provide valuable insights when properly understood. Emma, a 28-year-old graduate student, began experiencing recurring dreams about being lost in her undergraduate university campus during her final year of PhD studies. In her dreams, the familiar buildings had new layouts, and she could never find her advisor's office or the library. These dreams reflected Emma's anxiety about transitioning from student to professional identity and her uncertainty about her place in the academic world. Understanding her dreams helped Emma recognize that her anxiety wasn't about her capabilities, but about the natural confusion that comes with major identity transitions. She worked with a career counselor to develop clearer post graduation goals and practiced viewing her uncertainty as a normal part of professional development rather than a personal failing. Robert, a 45-year-old executive going through a midlife crisis, had disturbing dreams about being lost in massive corporate buildings with elevators that went to floors that didn't exist and conference rooms that led to dead ends. These dreams reflected Robert's growing sense that his corporate career path wasn't aligned with his authentic values and interests. Working with a therapist to understand his dreams helped Robert realize that his professional success hadn't brought the satisfaction he expected. He began exploring career alternatives that better matched his personal values and gradually transitioned to work that felt more meaningful and authentic. Lisa, a 35-year-old mother of two, experienced dreams about being lost in her childhood neighborhood, but all the houses and streets had changed and she couldn't find her way home. These dreams occurred during a period when she was questioning many of the beliefs and values she had inherited from her family and trying to develop her own authentic worldview. Understanding her dreams helped Lisa recognize that her confusion was a necessary part of developing independent thinking and values. She worked with a counselor to explore her authentic beliefs while maintaining healthy relationships with family members who held different views. These examples demonstrate how lost dreams often serve as compasses, helping us identify when we need to pause and reconsider our direction, or when we're ready to explore new territories of experience and identity. But understanding these dreams goes beyond interpretation. They can provide practical guidance for navigation and self discovery. If you're experiencing being lost dreams, start by examining what major transitions or decisions you're currently facing. These dreams often appear when we're at crossroads or when familiar aspects of our lives are changing in ways that challenge our sense of identity and direction. Pay attention to the setting and landscape of your lost dreams. Different environments represent different aspects of life. Institutional buildings might indicate confusion about social roles, while natural settings could suggest spiritual seeking or need for authentic self-connection. Consider whether you're feeling overwhelmed by too many choices or conflicting advice about important decisions. Lost dreams often occur when we're experiencing analysis paralysis or when we're trying to please too many different people with incompatible expectations. Examine your relationship with uncertainty and not knowing. Many people experience lost dreams when they're uncomfortable with the natural uncertainty that accompanies growth and change. Learning to tolerate ambiguity can be crucial for navigating life transitions successfully. Notice whether you're trying to force clarity or direction rather than allowing it to emerge naturally. Lost dreams sometimes indicate that we need to be more patient with the process of discovery and trust that direction will become clear as we continue moving forward. Consider whether you've been neglecting your intuition or inner guidance in favor of external expectations and pressures. Lost dreams often appear when we need to reconnect with our authentic desires and values rather than following paths chosen by others. Practice mindfulness and present moment awareness. Being lost dreams often occur when we're so focused on future destinations that we're not paying attention to current opportunities for learning and growth. Remember that being lost can be a necessary part of finding your authentic path. Many of the most meaningful discoveries in life happen when we're willing to venture into unknown territory and explore new possibilities. The universality of lost dreams connects us to the fundamental human experience of seeking meaning, purpose, and authentic identity. These dreams remind us that confusion and uncertainty are normal parts of growth, and that getting lost sometimes leads to the most important discoveries about ourselves and our world. Your being lost dreams are trying to communicate important information about your relationship with direction, purpose, and identity. They're highlighting areas where you might need to slow down, explore more deeply, or trust the process of discovery rather than demanding immediate clarity. The next time you find yourself wandering through dreamland's confusing landscapes, remember that you're engaging in one of humanity's most profound symbolic journeys. Your subconscious mind is working to help you navigate the complex terrain of modern life and discover your authentic path forward. Trust in your ability to find your way, even when the path isn't immediately clear. Lost dreams remind us that the journey of self discovery requires courage to venture into unknown territory and patience to allow direction to emerge organically. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most vivid being lost dream you've ever experienced? Looking back at what was happening in your life at that time, what do you think your subconscious was guiding you to explore or reconsider? Share your story in the comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of dream symbolism. Remember, sometimes we have to get lost before we can truly find ourselves.